I did that exact speech you just said with a loaded handgun in my mouth.
Though Mike Majlak is now super successful because of his own content creation and co-hosting on the Impulsive podcast, he had to face some serious challenges to get to where he is now. See, before becoming the celebrity that he is today, Mike struggled for over 10 years with drug addiction, specifically opioids and amphetamine. Mike described his addiction as not just recreational party drug use that got out of control, but spawned originally from being prescribed painkillers as a child that he felt as though helped him with the mental struggles he was dealing with.
In a hospital bed because I'd broken my femur.
Since Mike suffered a ton of injuries from such a young age, he was constantly dealing with prescription drugs to help him through surgeries. However, what the doctors didn't realize is that they were fueling the start of an addiction.
18 years old, I tried my first Oxy on the streets. Oxycontin, and I sniffed a 20 milligram Oxycontin. And from that day, I always remember the day. It was right down the street from my high school.
From that point on, Mike became a regular user of opioids and amphetamines before even leaving high school, kicking off a 10-year-long struggle with substance abuse.
By the time I was a senior in high school, I was a full-blown addict. And I couldn't go to school. I couldn't. I did, but I would sweat very similarly to the way you see me sweat on the show, but not from nervousness, but from withdrawals.
Since Mike was still so young when his addiction first started, his sister and parents were able to experience the problems firsthand, and recently his sister actually opened up about what it was like as a sibling to see it happen.
As a sibling and watching it happen as a sibling was really a tragic experience.
She described how her parents had to give everything they could to even keep Mike alive, but even with that support, he just fell deeper. As Mike continued to spiral, his self-destructive habits started affecting him in more and more negative ways, and he would often find himself getting arrested or robbed, and even ended up driving his car off a cliff once while driving under the influence. As his needs grew stronger, Mike also witnessed multiple violent crimes, such as watching his drug dealer get shot dead right in front of him, and even having multiple weapons pulled on him while looking to sustain his addiction.
Where's the fucking money? The second my connect said we're working on it, pistol to the face so fucking hard. Blood splattered on the
Before Mike even knew it, he was involved in a violent turf war, standing on the edge of a bed facing the wrong side of a 9mm pistol, praying that he wasn't about to die. But even then, Mike had yet to reach his lowest point, which came when he decided to try to crack cocaine.
And I had a conversation with my mom, and my mom always gave me the benefit of the doubt.
See, Mike was tasked to take care of his grandfather, who was suffering from multiple mental illnesses related to his old age, and though Mike wanted to help him as much as he could, his addiction ended up getting the best of him in a real moment of need.
He was just screaming like, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. Like he was stuck in the chair. He couldn't get up. I was in the attic smoking crack.
Mike failing to help his grandfather and disappointing his mother was the moment where he felt as though he was going to die to his addiction. His turning point came when his probation officer called him out on everything he had done, as finally he had an officer who didn't let him talk his way out of it after failing his drug test.
Mike, tomorrow you are going to turn yourself in to either a 5-day detox program, or you're going to come turn yourself into me and you will do 5 years in jail.
After doing just a 5-day detox, he was able to continue with rehab and finally kick his addiction after 10 years. From that point on, Mike was able to restart his actual life and discovered he had quite the skills for sales and marketing. He was able to slowly grow himself as a specialist in brand marketing until finally he met a man who gave him a real chance to grow in the content creation space, and the rest is history.
My panic attacks for 15 minutes because of your entertaining content.
I don't think it's even necessary to put a hierarchy of one's more important than the other. We're here to express the multidimensionality of who we are, and part of who you are is just making people laugh and having that charismatic expression of your true nature that allows people to laugh.
Now, of course, Mike made an insane career for himself and has a book out called The Fifth Vital that documents his life journey over addiction and recovery. And if you think that he's an absolute legend,